Among vital issues attention have been given during the 48th Ordinary Session of the AU Executive Council. Ethiopia's role in Pan-Africanism. Lesotho and Cote d'Ivoire ministers lauded the strategic importance of water resources and sanitation in driving socio-economic development across the continent. African leaders have been called on all 55 African Union (AU) member states to ratify the treaty establishing the African Medicines Agency, stressing that full political commitment and sustained funding are crucial to secure safe, quality medicines across the continent. South African delegate praises Ethiopia's leadership in advancing Pan-Africanism. Chief Executive Officer of Brand South Africa Neville Matjie said Ethiopia's long-standing commitment to the liberation and unity of Africa remains evident both historically and even today.
African Union. It plays a very important role. You can't ignore Ethiopia. You can't ignore the stance of Ethiopia. Of course, a lot of us grew up looking up to Ethiopia for South Africa. Nelson Mandela was here in Ethiopia. Some of our struggle leaders have actually gone through military training right here in Ethiopia. So the efforts that Ethiopia has actually been playing in terms of the promotion of African freedom are really commendable. Energy is an important aspect. But of course, when you look at this year's agenda of the AU is on water and sanitation. You know, they always say, and one doesn't want to go without electricity. So that has always been an important aspect. We can't leave energy out because energy is important for investments. Investors want energy, they want access to that. South Africa has shown that in the last few years in terms of how 3 years ago where we were suffering with load shedding. Today, load shedding is a thing of the past because there's been major improvements in terms of our current infrastructure. There's new initiatives to improve our access to energy so that we have additional energy. Where we have additional energy, we're able to then bring in the private sector to invest, who are able to then take over that energy regime. So any efforts like what Ethiopia has done, any efforts to improve in terms of their energy is always commendable because all you're looking at is improving your economy.
Lesotho and Cote d'Ivoire ministers have underscored the strategic importance of water resources and sanitation in driving socio-economic development across the continent during the 48th Ordinary Session of the AU in Addis Ababa. Lesotho Foreign Affairs Minister Lejoine Potjoana said remains not only one of Lesotho's most important strategic resources but also that of the region.
First of all, we need more consultations, we need more engagements on all partners that are involved in the Lesotho Highlands water. South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, as well as international organizations that are involved in the water resources management. As Lesotho, we intend to invite the UN Water, which is one of the critical institutions in the UN system that is dealing with water, in order to capacitate our partners on how to deal with this important resource. And therefore, as Lesotho, we are a critical partner and a strategic partner in this theme of the year. One of the key sources for conflict is over-reliance on external parties. As African countries, we have to identify our problems, we have to build our own capacity to be productive. We have to ensure that we own our own economies as African countries. So the African Union has to play a role in building economic development in Africa.
Cote d'Ivoire Environment and Ecological Transition Minister said water plays an important role in our overall socio-economic
socio-economic development process. It provides potable water for the population. We use water for navigation. We use water for energy. We use water for agriculture. And water is also an excellent strategic positioning for our country in the sub-region. So we are almost at that universal access to safe drinking water for the entire population in Cote d'Ivoire. So we are very happy we're making some progress here at the conference in Addis Ababa, and we hope of the same that all the African countries will access potable water, for the entire continent. Water is equally important as sanitation facilities, because if they don't have proper sanitation facilities, this could be a source of problem of waterborne diseases and even some health issues across the nation. So we need to balance, both access to potable water and also access to proper sanitation facilities for the well-being of our populations.
Stressed that safe water access must be accompanied by improved sanitation systems. African leaders have called on all 55 African Union (AU) member states to ratify the treaty establishing the African Medicines Agency.
African Medicines Agency Director General Dr. Delise Mimi Darko emphasized the urgency of political support and financial contributions, noting that fewer than 35 ratifications would limit the agency's reach.
AMA has been operationalized, and we know that AMA does not require a new commitment. AMA requires commitment for full implementation. Before AMA can be fully operationalized, we need political will, we need sustained financing. At the moment, we have 31 countries that have ratified the treaty. We want all 35 to come on board. If we don't have 35, then the work AMA is doing is not continental. So we are asking in this meeting that you support AMA to ensure that we have the full commitment of all the 55 member states.
AU Special Envoy for AMA Michel Sidibe described the current ratifications as a major milestone.
The objective before us is therefore not initial success. The objective is the full continental ratification. And I insist, full continental ratification and domestication. Not because AMA lacks legitimacy, because AMA must achieve maximum effectiveness. Not because progress is insufficient, but because progress must become universal. Because full continental ratification ensures regulatory coherence, market predictability, faster safeguards and approval, and I can say greater investor confidence, reduce systemic risk, full domestication, ensure legal alignment. And that's why we need your resources to make sure that we can operationalize.
They described the current ratifications as a major milestone but stressed that implementation must follow signatures.